What's up, guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2026 BMW M4 competition. Up front is a 3.0 liter twin turbo inline 6, and down below is an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving this M4 competition for two reasons. First of all, I've never featured an M4 here on the channel, so we get to do that here today. But the second reason is the fact that I recently spent 2 weeks driving the M5. And so we're gonna be seeing if this is worth 40 grand less than those vehicles, if you could still get your kicks en route BMW. But if you'd like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. But let's get back to that 3-liter twin-turbo inline-6 under the hood. Well, it's the S58, which is the higher performance version of the B58. The B58 is one of my favorite engines of all time, hands down. And so it's been tweaked here and tweaked even again for the M4 competition. So the competition gets a little bit more horsepower at 503 horsepower. So it is all the glory, but paired to it is an 8-speed automatic transmission. The competition only comes with the 8-speed automatic. That was how BMW was able to give it as much power and acceleration as it physically can. The transmission is great. It's shifting exactly when I want it to. It's an 8-speed ZF, so I would expect nothing less. Last but not least, this particular M4 competition is rear-wheel drive. However, you can find them in all-wheel drive with the X-Drive system. But as you'll see in a second, this is definitely rear wheel because it gets a little bit squirrely. Woo, it's squirrely. Cold tires. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not very good at talking while driving aggressively. It's just not a skill I have yet. Hopefully I'll get better at it. So I apologize for like the 30 seconds of no talking. It's great. This thing is absolutely fantastic. So how does it feel to drive the M4 competition? It's great. This is really truly a driver's car. And I think the biggest thing that sticks out to me, especially comparatively to the M5, is how light this feels. This feels nimble. It actually feels sporty and fun and agile and athletic, where the M5, the next step up, is such a lug. It is such a heavyweight. This actually feels spry. It feels happy to do the job. It feels light on its feet comparatively. And you still have 503 horsepower to play with. This is a very serious automobile, and I like that about it. I think it's a great, great automobile. Visibility is okay. You do have relatively thick A-pillars, but any modern car is going to. And ride quality is nice, but I am out on a racetrack, which is pretty smooth, so take that as you will. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have completely digital gauges. This is shared 100% with the new X3, the new M5, vehicles of that sort, so this isn't anything new, and I like it. I've spent 2 weeks driving a system like this, and I have no complaints. On the steering wheel, on the left, we do have our cruise control options, as well as to the right, we have our volume, skip track, things like that. And of course, our M buttons. These are our custom drive modes that will be extra sporty, and our shifters around the back. The steering wheel is also an Alcantara steering wheel, so if you like that sort of thing, it does have this. I will say, longevity-wise, these steering wheels always look terrible after a few years if you don't drive them with gloves. The oil on your hands just kind of ruins the material. So there's that. Off to the left, we do have a climate control vent and our headlight settings. And moving on to the door, we have the latch to get in and out, power locks, power mirrors, and power windows, as well as 2 levels of memory seats. Moving into the center, we get our infotainment display, of course, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It has a nice 360 camera. I like this system a lot. It does a lot of things very, very well, and it's not too overbearing. What I will say is that the climate controls are ran through the screen, and especially in an application like this, I don't really like that, mainly because I'm not wearing gloves right now. But if you are going to track this car, you're probably going to be wearing racing gloves. You want to change things on the screen or modes, you got to take your gloves off. Where buttons, that was never really an issue. And so while they work fine enough and the AC blows cold, just the whole process of it is just, But then we do have some carbon fiber on the dash. We have our climate vents, hazard switch in the center, as well as skip track volume and our defrost. We have an openable cubby with cup holders and USB-A. So we'll do a big freaking model test for the first time in an M4, and it fails, but unsurprising. Then we move to the center stack. So we have our shifter in the center. Relatively standard BMW shifter. It does say M on the top, and park is sort of on a button, which is a little bit weird, a little bit odd to operate. But if you're familiar with the E90 M3 generation, you'll be familiar with this shifter. Off to the left, we have our traction control off, our parking cameras, parking sensors, auto start stop on and off. And then we have our My Drive mode, setup, exhaust mode, auto holding brake, and that sort of thing. Off to the right, we have our controller for the infotainment system. I never really find myself using these, especially because everything is touchscreen now. This is kind of a holdover from older generations of BMW. But if you like that sort of thing, it's here in the M4. Then we do get a center console with a USB-C in there. Nice to see that modern piece of tech. And then the seats themselves. These are the competition seats. They are pretty aggressive, but you know, you're kind of signing up for it when you buy the M4 competition. There's always the M4 and just the 4 Series if you want more comfort. This doesn't really care about that. This is the all-out best M4 that they could build, and to keep you in that seat, they give it very high bolsters, so that's the story there. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats. So let's go do a back seat review. All right, getting in the back of the BMW M4, we do have a latch here, pull it up, and it will auto scoot the seat forward, which is very, very nice. Taking a quick look at the back seat, nothing really too crazy, but it is a coupe. So the 4 Series is a coupe. The 3 Series is the 4-door. It's not very spacious back here. My head is hitting the ceiling. Apologize, my hair is a little crazy today. Head's hitting the ceiling. With this seat brought back to its normal position, not a whole lot of leg room. Don't get any crazy amenities back here. We do get the M striping or stitching on the seat belts, which is very, very nice. We do have child seat anchors and whatnot. Climate vents, which is very, very nice. But other than that, this is not where I would choose to be. I would choose to be behind the wheel, using that and those down there and having fun. But you got to see what the back seats are like, and they're not great. So let's hop into the very back. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. So we're on the back of the BMW M4 competition, and there is a button in here, and it is a power trunk. So even though this is the competition, gets the lightweight carbon fiber roof and things like that, it still has the niceties of a BMW. Once we are back here, nothing too crazy to write home about. There you go. That is the trunk space of the M4 competition. Come back up here, we have lock or just the trunk button. Hit the trunk button, right back down, nice and speedy here for the M4. Speaking of which, M3, there you go. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I honestly don't mind the look of the M4. I don't love coupes. I do think that the M3 is a little bit better looking just because I like sedans better. That's not an overall gripe I have with this particular car. It's just a personal preference. I like the blue, I like the wheels. I think the competition has always looked good in all of its trim levels on all of the vehicles that they've done the competition with, so big hats off to BMW there. The front grille has really grown on me. I did think it was ugly at first, but honestly, in the past, BMW has really been impressing me, just mainly in the fact that they introduced something ugly and horrid, and 3 years later, I'm in love with it. And that's kind of the story here. When this car debuted with the giant grills and the G80 M3 as well, I was very torn. I thought it kind of looked like Bucktooth Bill. But now, I actually think it's kind of handsome. I don't know if I'm growing old or if I'm going crazy, but whatever it is, I don't mind the looks anymore. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the M4 competition here at Autobahn Country Club? Well, I like this car a lot. I didn't think I wouldn't. You know, BMW usually hits it out of the park with vehicles like this, so that's not any secret or surprise or anything of the sort. But I do want to compare it to the BMW M5. I just spent a week with an M5 touring, and then about a month and a half ago, I spent another week with an M5 touring. I drove it around as my daily driver, put over 1,000 miles between those cars. So I have a lot of seat time in the M5. They are very, very different. I saw the price tag of this car being $99,000, and so in my head I go, well, that's in the realm of M5. But honestly, they couldn't be more different vehicles. This is agile, it's athletic, it's fun, it's spunky, and it's playful. Honestly, like, that's the biggest thing. Like, it's playful, it's enjoyable. It's that lightweight boxer that's throwing a million punches a second. The M5, that's a heavyweight. That doesn't come to play around. That is the argument settler. That is the end-all be-all. That is the period at the end of the sentence. And so, what is more enjoyable to drive? I would probably take the M4 competition. What would I rather live with? Definitely the M5. But that's the thing. BMW makes both of them. They're very, very good, both products. You just can't go wrong with either one. And I love it. I really, really do. I hope you guys loved the video. Huge thank you to Autobahn Country Club for letting me borrow their BMW M4 competition for today's video. They are absolutely wonderful. Please go check them out with the link down in the description below. They are like the automotive spot in the Midwest, so please go give them some love. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.